All right, welcome to Cooking with Robert. We're going to make a potato leek soup. This is Julia's kitchen wisdom, Julia Child. Not really gonna follow this recipe, but this is a super simple soup. At the very beginning of the book, page 3, leek and potato soup, also known as Vischysouis, but I'm probably gonna eat it hot and then save what's left over and serve it cold as a variation of Vischysouis. 3 cups sliced leek, 3 cups peeled and roughly chopped baby potatoes, and that's where we're going to deviate and change things up a little bit. So, got my baking potatoes. We'll get around to those after we start with some salami. I'm gonna add some saltiness, some fattiness. Probably don't need much more than that. And this is actually all going to get blended. So the cuts don't have to be perfect, but we do want to work with smaller pieces. I'm putting this into a cold pot, heat on medium. We'll be adding some additional fat in the form of butter and olive oil as well. But this will render down in time while I get other things prepped. So I think the next step is we're gonna work on getting our leeks prepped. I probably could have went with 3 leeks for this. Your ratio of leek to potato is entirely up to you. These particular leeks are fairly large on the root part that was growing underground, so that gives us a little more leek to work with. And we are going to cut these down the middle and wash them. It's already starting to render a little bit. I really actually can just probably toss those in. Use up the rest of this butter. I'm gonna watch my heat. Don't really want this butter to brown. Subtle flavors. Subtle flavors. Here we have some extra virgin olive oil. There we go. Leeks go in. We're smelling some browning already on medium. If we get a little Maillard reaction, a little bit of browning on that sausage, that salami. I'm actually pretty happy with the amount of leeks that we're getting in here. I think it's going to be a perfect ratio. So yeah, subtle, mild flavors. Definitely gonna plus it up a little bit with some herbs and seasoning. And this is the first time that I have ever made this dish. Okay, I think we're good on medium. Let's take care of our potatoes. So I'm using my other senses, other than sight. I'm using smell and hearing to kind of keep track of what's going on the burner right now. It all sounds good, smells good, but we'll see what visual cues we get. Okay. Yeah, I think we're doing fine on medium. Kind of sweating out these leeks. I'm using salted butter, and I do have that salami in there, so gonna be pretty easy on salt, and I can always finish with additional salt. But you can always add more. You can't take out. Oh, let's finish the, one thing at a time. Let's finish the potatoes. Get these guys in a water bath. Rustic is fine, not doing anything fancy. I'm pretty excited for how this is going to turn out. I'm displacing a bit of water here with these, so I hope I don't overflow. And I have not used this GoPro all that much, so I'm interested to see how the audio turns out. We'll see what software I'm going to end up using. I was looking into Adobe Premiere Elements, something I've used in the past, but it's been a very long time. A lot of moisture coming out of these. A lot of moisture in there. And you can drop the heat a little bit again. I'm gonna give this a rinse. So I bought garlic press. I'm actually not going to use it today. It's kind of a pain to clean, but it came with this little thing, which is pretty cool. We'll just put all these cloves in here. I was surprised at how well it actually worked. I've actually never tried it with more than one clove of garlic at a time. I'm not sure if it likes that too much, having multiple cloves in there. We'll try some, get more traction. Works better one at a time, maybe. Not super impressed after just saying I was impressed, but it does seem to work to get these cloves peeled. Peeling garlic cloves is not the funnest thing to do, nor watch, I imagine. It just totally obliterated that one. Staying at a medium-low temperature still, looking good. Grab my knife, smash some garlic. And let's cut these little ends off first. They're kind of woody, kind of hard. Smash all of these. Slippery. And again, this is all going to be basically pureed. So, just smashing is fine. Yes, this pot is definitely bigger than I needed, but that's what I have, and that's what I'm going to use. Just agitate this a little bit, not too concerned. Oh yeah, I'm gonna say that smells pretty good. Yes, because this is gonna be blended using white pepper instead of black pepper. And no more salt for the time being. This goes in the recycle. Nope, not in there. Chicken stock is what we want. That's probably a good enough amount of liquid. Like I said, the pot's overkill, but it's what I've got. So we're gonna crank this up, and then we're gonna let it simmer for a little bit. Before I do that, got rosemary, thyme, chives. don't need you, shallot. Let's grab about 3 of these bay leaves, toss those in, put the rest back. These bay leaves, they really don't smell like anything. I probably could have just pulled some bay leaves off a bay tree, but I bought these. I am going to add heavy cream to this and then blend. So, technically not a Vischysouis, but it is a leek and potato soup. All right. I will be back in probably about 10 to 20 minutes, but it's only going to be a few seconds to you guys. And I'm back. I'm gonna need to work on that transition. We'll see what I can do in post. So hopefully the steam doesn't hit the camera, but you can see these potatoes are smashing quite easily with a wooden spoon. So at this point, I think we're ready to blend. I'm gonna just go ahead and remove these bay leaves. One at a time. And stir this up a little bit, maybe kind of rough it up, smash it up. We'll see how the immersion blender does. You could even serve it like this. You can go as rustic as you want. For traditional Vischysouis, I think it's totally blended and homogenized, but I think that's what I'm gonna go for. We will see what happens. I'm gonna take it off the heat, start blending, and then I will add in heavy whipping cream. You don't want to boil dairy products, milk, cream. It will cause it to really kind of separate, even though we're not really going for much of, I wouldn't call it an emulsion. I guess some people might call it an emulsion. All right, let's see how much of a mess we made. I mean, you could put this in a regular blender. I was looking at Vitamix blenders the other day, and it looks like they start at about $350, at least locally at the hardware store here, where they do sell a lot of kitchen goodies. It's a mess, and I love it. All right. Well, that was fun. Reserve that. Get back on the heat. Not too high. And we'll check for seasoning. So the addition of the salami, you can see that's not gonna puree, but I think it still looks wonderful. Pretty silky, smooth texture. First time, guys. First time. Let's drop this to medium. Oh, I'm gonna want to save this. Not bad. Not bad. So yeah, when blending potatoes, there can be a little bit of a, I don't know how you want to describe it. I don't want to say gritty or chalky, because it's neither of those. It's not gluey, if you were to use, well, the wisdom of J. Kenji Lopez. I'll give him credit for saying it, even though I don't expect anybody to actually watch this. Is that, yeah, using like a food processor for potatoes can make them quite sticky. We're gonna add a little more salt, a little more than that. A little more white pepper. That is some rosemary and thyme. May have wanted to actually add that. It's not very much of it, but a little bit to add some freshness, fresh herbs. Can never go wrong with that. Fresh herbs, right? Kind of bring it up to heat a little bit. Taste for seasoning again, and then serve. So we're working with subtle flavors here. Mild, subtle. This is amazing. Oh, yeah, that's really good. And one thing I don't have is a ladle or a soup like serving implement. So we're just gonna pour this into a bowl and you know, throw caution to the wind. That looks like a good serving for me. And I can use this spoon. It was just my little taste testing spoon. Let's do some chives on this. They can be rustic too. We don't need perfection. I'm not cooking for Thomas Keller. Not today. Sorry, TK. All right. Finish off with just a couple little droops, some cream, droops of cream, drops of olive oil. I don't really have a fancy finishing olive oil, so I'm not gonna go crazy with it. All right, for the moment of truth. Yes, this is a winner. I'm gonna get another bowl ready for my daughter. Maybe serve this with some bread. I might warm that up in the oven. Turn this off. Don't need that on. And yeah, highly recommend it. I'll be cooking this one again. All right. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I'm gonna get another bite real quick. Take care.